Subtraction should be simple, right? But if you've ever lost marks because of a tiny mistake, then this video is for you. I will show you 5 subtraction mistakes that students keep making and how to avoid them with confidence. The first mistake is subtracting the smaller number from the larger number. There are times when you need to subtract the larger number from the smaller number. For example, look at this question. Becca had $50 in her account. She was charged $75 for a purchase. What is her new balance? A mistake that some students make is that once they see a question like this, they just say $75 minus $50 and they will say our balance is $25. This is wrong. First, you need to understand the question. The question says she had $50. That means she had $50. All she had on her was $50. She was charged $75 for a purchase. So if she is having $50 and she was charged $75, that would be $50 minus $75. So the mistake that students make would be subtracting $50 from $75, of which they are supposed to subtract $75 from the $50 she had. So now what is our new balance? Our new balance would be minus $25 and not $25. So you need to be careful of this mistake. Read the question, understand it before you start solving. She having minus $25 left means that she is owing $25. So it's not all questions that would give positive answer when you solve. So there can be a debt, there can be minus something at the end of your solution. So make sure you don't flip the numbers. Follow the story so that you can get the correct answer. The second mistake is forgetting to regroup, aka borrowing. Sometimes when students see questions like this, they instead of doing 5-2, when they have 5-2 minus 3-8, instead of borrowing 1 from here, the mistake that students make would be that they will say 8 minus 2. When you say 8 minus 2, that would give 6. 5 minus 3, that will give 2. Then the answer will be 26. This is wrong. This is a great mistake. Instead of that, what you are expected to do is 52 minus 38. Then because 2 is smaller than 5, don't flip the numbers. 2 is the one at the top, is the one we want to subtract from. So you borrow 1 from 5 so that we have 4 left here, and when the 1 comes here, it becomes 12. 12 minus 8 would give 4, and then 4 minus 3 is 1. So the answer is 14 instead of 26. So when you have questions like this, do not make the mistake of flipping the numbers. The third mistake is subtracting digits without place value awareness. When you are subtracting digits, when you want to subtract a 2-digit number from a 3-digit number, the mistake that most students make is that they will write 723 minus 48, and when they subtract, they will bring 3 here. When they borrow 1 from here, it remains 6, and then they will have 4 here and have 2 here. This is wrong. This is wrong. You have to be aware of the place value when you are subtracting. When you write 723, remember that this is ones, this is tens, and this is 100. And for 48, this is ones and this is tens. So you place the tens under the tens and the ones under the ones, so that the ones here is 8, you place it under 3. The tens here is 4, you place it under 2. Then you can put 0 here since there is no number there, so that just to avoid confusion. Then you subtract, so that when you borrow 1 from here, you have 6. When the 1 comes here, it becomes 12. When you borrow 1 from it, you have 11. When the 1 comes here, it becomes 13. 13 minus 8 is 5. 11 minus 4 is 7. Then you have 6. You can see that the difference is clear. So this is the correct way to solve it. And the first one is a mistake that must be avoided. The fourth mistake is getting confused with negative numbers. When you see negative numbers, do not be confused. When some students see this type of question, they will just say 5 minus 3 and that's 2. This is a wrong answer. This is a wrong answer. The correct way is -3 minus 5. If it becomes confusing, you can use the number line when you have negative and negative. So -3 and -5 would give -8. So if it is confusing, you can use the number line and place the -1, -2, -3 here, and then make sure you subtract. This is -3. When you are subtracting, you are moving to the left. When you are adding, you are moving to the right. So let's move the -3 to this place. But in case you have big numbers, then you might not be able to use the number line. So when you have big numbers, just so that when you have minus and minus, then your answer will be in minus. Then you just add the two numbers. When you have -4, -10, since both are having negative, so your answer will be negative. Then you just say -4 plus 10, that will be 14. That will give -14, because you can have big numbers like -1000. In case you have -846, -36. So once both have negative, just so that your answer will be negative, then add 846 and 36, and that would give 288. So don't just say 846 minus 36. That will give a wrong answer. The fifth mistake that we'll be considering in this video is subtracting in word problems without understanding the context. When you see a word problem, first read statement by statement, understand it before you interpret. For example, there are 45 students in a class. 18 of them are boys. How many are girls? Some students make a mistake by saying 18 minus 45 equals 27. Yes, the answer is correct, but what you wrote here is wrong. So when you are subtracting, when you are reading a word problem, make sure you understand there are 45 students in a class. That means the total number of students is 45. 18 of them are boys. That means boys are 18. How many are girls? That means you will say 45 minus 18, and that will give 27. So if you get the answer correctly, but your working is wrong, then you will not get your full mark. You will not get your full mark. So make sure you read and understand the word problem. Read statement after statement, interpret it before you start solving. Subtraction mistakes usually happen because we rush, guess, or forget place value. So make sure you slow down, check your signs, and always ask yourself, am I subtracting the right number from the right place? That's it for today. If you learned something new, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and drop your answers or thoughts in the comments. Remember, math gets easier the more you see it and say it. See you in the next video.